If you're thinking about making the move to the Charlotte, North Carolina area, this video is for you because we're going to highlight the 3 biggest reasons that Charlotte may not be the best fit for you. So stick around because we're going to cover that right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to be kept up to date on all things going on in Charlotte, especially South Charlotte, make sure you like and subscribe so you will be the first to know as we continue releasing videos every single week. I'm Jarrell with the Longleaf Group here, and I love helping people just like you every single day that need information, that want to learn more about the area, whether you're looking to make a move to the area the next 6 days, 60 days. We absolutely love helping people make those decisions. So please reach out. All of our information is below. With all that said, let's jump back in. When making a move to an area like Charlotte, or really anywhere, it is so important to know what you're getting yourself into. And the first reason that we're going to talk about that Charlotte may not be a fit for you is its location. Now, it's a blessing and a curse when it comes to location with the Charlotte area. And the first is you're not quite in the mountains and you're not quite by the beach. You're right in between. So if you're wanting to wake up with the morning view of the beach or the mountains, well, you're not going to have either one. Charlotte is really a flat area. It doesn't have the scenery that you're going to get in either the Asheville, the mountain side of things, the Appalachians, the beach side, whether you're going over to Charleston, Hilton Head, all of the things you're going to get on the beach. But you do have the accessibility to those where it could be anywhere from an hour and a half, 2.5 hours to get to the mountains, and just about the same distance, about 3 hours to get to the beach. So you have easy access to both sides, and there is water access in Charlotte, whether it's Lake Wylie more on the south side of Charlotte into South Carolina, or up into Lake Norman, that you just drive north on 77 to get to the Lake Norman area. So you do have water accessibility and homes that are on water, but the beach and the mountains are really, you're really right in between both of those. So you're not really in one and you're not in the other, you're right in between. So if you're wanting to be in those, obviously stop. This is not the location for you, but you do have access to those. On the other hand, location comes into play when you're talking about the weather. You're in the Carolinas, you're in North Carolina with the humidity, the heat, all the things that you kind of feel as you're in the South. It gets really hot, it gets really humid. And then the cold, the winters, you have extreme colds, not long periods of time of cold weather, in the 20s, 10s. It really depends on the season. Every year is very different from the next. If you're looking for a winter wonderland type of winter with snow, it very rarely snows in Charlotte. It does occasionally, but you're more than likely going to just have really cold, a really humid cold, as opposed to the snow coming down or sleet. Yes, you get those things, but it's not the typical winter. But you do get super cold and you get super hot, but you don't get the positive side if that is what you're looking for with snow and a more mild. There are times of the year where it is mild, but you do have those extremes. So if you're really wanting one, a South Florida type of weather, this is not it. You do get the extreme colds and some of those extreme hot or extreme cold weathers here in Charlotte. So if that's what you're looking for, where you never have to worry about snow or you never have to worry about extreme heat, Charlotte is not a fit. You don't want to stop your search, but it does have the mild weather. It does have beautiful leaf changings when it comes to fall and the autumn time. You're close to the Western Carolina where you have apple orchards and things where you just really can take advantage of the weather and the seasonal differences that you get in the South or the northern states. So there is the huge positive of where we're located, but you still do have those extremes where we're located. The second big reason to really consider if Charlotte's for you is the traffic. Now, if you're moving from a metro, whether it's New York City or California, Los Angeles, Atlanta, you're used to traffic. You understand the variables. And if you're wanting to move to a place where there is no huge traffic, rush hour or congestion, well, Charlotte would not be a fit. We have a major airport. We have huge highways, whether it's 485, 77. We have construction going on. So we do have a lot of variable times of congestion that's going on. And a big part of that is the roads, whether it's 485, the interstate that takes you all around the uptown greater Charlotte area, constantly under construction. And a lot of that has to do with the expansion of 485 that has been expanded over time, that originally was not designed to be what it is today. And like every area that's going through growing pains, whether it's the interstate or the infrastructure, the traffic is definitely something that's paying the price for some of that congestion, and the roads do get congested, not to the extreme what you'd see in Manhattan or the New York area, but they do get very congested at times. The other piece of the traffic are some of those main roads that I highlighted. 485, you have I-77, which is the main artery that takes you from uptown into the Lake Norman area, Mooresville, and those are really the only way, especially going up north. 77 is really the only way that's going to get you back and forth, and that road gets extremely crowded during rush hour, and at times when it's under construction, you have a traffic accident, it can get super congested, as well as when you're in South Charlotte, some of the areas like Waxhaw, Weddington, and Union County, you have areas that are getting extremely popular and their population is growing exponentially. Well, those roads weren't designed for the amount of traffic that we're getting right now. We're continuing to have new development there, so you have traffic both at the large scale roads as well as some of the back roads that you're taking, that whether it's rush hour or school times, that they can get very congested. So definitely something to think about, that if you're trying to stay away, you want to be more in a low traffic area, Charlotte definitely has traffic going on at those, especially those peak times. I will add in that the roads, especially if you're not from Charlotte, I grew up in South Florida where you had very straightforward roads that are going north, east, southwest, and if you're driving north, you're staying that way. The roads aren't zigging and zagging. Well, they do that a lot in Charlotte, and especially if you're not from the area or South Charlotte or any of the roads, you can be driving on a road and it'll all of a sudden change names on you. The roads can be going east, west, and it doesn't seem to be a whole lot of rhyme or reason a lot of times as they change names in there. So you get to know, really it's important to get to know your area. The other piece of the roads that I notice driving through, especially if it's raining or it's dark, the roads don't have the reflectors that you're used to seeing in areas that have some of those major roads. So especially when it's raining and it's nighttime, a lot of times you have to really pay attention to where you're going, you're driving safely, because they don't have the reflectors that you see in a lot of metropolitan areas. So the roads are continuing to evolve and grow. You have a city that you can tell in parts that it's continuing to just feel those growing pains, and whether it's the roads, the congestion, just things to really think about, because it is such a fast growing metropolitan area. And finally, to put the cherry on top of being a Debbie Downer of reasons Charlotte may not be a fit for you, is the people. The people of Charlotte are wonderful. They're great people from all over, kind people that are here in Charlotte. But if you're looking for an area that has a very southern people, that you're in the deep South, well, Charlotte is a huge melting pot of people from all over, and that includes nationalities from all over, and especially people from moving from the north, whether it's New York, New Jersey, across the country are moving here into Charlotte. People like myself that aren't originally from Charlotte. So it is a melting pot, and people, it's way more common to meet somebody that's not from Charlotte than somebody that grew up, was born and raised in the Charlotte area, which adds a element of getting to know new people from all over, but a lot of times people are just super surprised that there's so few people originally from the Charlotte area, or if they're coming in, they think it's going to be the southern, NASCAR, the real deep south. And the reality is it's more of a metropolitan feel, more of a mix of people from all over that are here in Charlotte. So if it is a negative that there's such a mixture of people moving from all over, then Charlotte's definitely not the right fit. But if you're looking for a place that has a variety of cultures, a variety of people from all over, then Charlotte's absolutely a great place. We love it. I'm from South Florida, Knoxville, Indiana, from all over, and I've found Charlotte to be the perfect place. But like I said, with other two different topics of why it may not be a fit for you, in this one, the people having such a big mix should be important, or should be on your radar as far as what it's going to be like moving to the Charlotte area. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm curious your thoughts. Is Charlotte what you thought in these three different topics, these drawbacks, or did you actually see them as positives? If those areas are not what you're expecting, then yes, Charlotte may not be a fit for you. If you're open to these different things, if they make sense to you, then Charlotte, like myself, like my family, we absolutely love it here. It's everything and then some for what we expected moving in, but all of these combined are definitely important topics to consider if you're looking to make the move to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. As a reminder, I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group at eXp Realty, and I would absolutely love to be a resource for you as you're exploring the Charlotte area. Make sure to reach out anytime. All of our information is below. With all that said, thanks for joining us. Until next time, we'll see you then.